and welcome to Cosentino. The sun is shining outside. It's looking like a fantastic day. So I guess to begin with, thank you very much to Media 10 for letting us showcase our RIBA CPD to you guys today, and of course thank you very much for everyone for joining us. My name is Daniel. I'm one of the specification managers for Cosentino. So for today's event, we will be introducing you to what is relatively a new product to the market, our ultra compact surfaces. And we will be looking at all aspects really. So for all the wealth of design opportunities, looking at sort of stages from the extraction of the material and the manufacturing process through to the fabrication and the installation of the product itself. So as I said, this is a RIBA CPD. It takes about 30-40 minutes long. Guys, I talk quite quickly. Apologies when I always do these virtual CPDs. I always say that I'll try and slow my voice down. I'm not sure if I ever do, but I will try. CPD certificates will be sent to you at the end of the seminar. Any questions, if it's okay, if we can hold off until the end, and my colleague is with me, so taking the questions and we'll go through them then. Good stuff. Okay, so today's objective of the seminar is really to provide you with the introduction and understanding of the ultra compact material itself. Looking at the composition of material, looking at its strengths and weaknesses, the care and maintenance, looking at some various areas of applications. But ultimately, it's really about giving you guys the confidence when you're specifying the product itself. So normally we would be showing a short clip introducing you to the world of Cosentino, but unfortunately we've got a few sort of technical hitches, so I will talk you through it myself. Just checking everything. Good. So to begin with, in terms of the history, I work for Cosentino UK. It is part of the larger Cosentino group. It's based in Almeria, which is the south of Spain. For over 70 years, Cosentino has been specialising in the quarrying and manufacture and fabrication of natural stone. We currently export to over 70 countries worldwide. To go into a little Cosentino family history and how we ended up where we are today. So in 1940s, brothers Eduardo and Eduarda, they're parents of the current owners of Cosentino, so still a really nice family history attached. They started quarrying white Macao marble, originally using for like tombstones and sculptures. In the 1980s, the company expanded, huge growth. The family itself realized that they couldn't just depend on working in marble. It's too competitive and it can be damaged too easily. So looking for a product solution which had longevity and it could be used throughout Europe. After some trial and error, they set their sights on a composite quartz. It was a natural mineral bonded together by resin to make a solid work surface for kitchens, floorings and bathrooms. And that is where our silestone was born. I'm sure so silestone, most or many of you will be familiar with that brand. Zooming forward, I guess, to 2013, Decton, our ultra compact surface, was launched. It's now resulted in the group constructing the largest slab manufacturing facility in the world. Now we do have a second clip actually introducing Decton. The audio might not work on it, but I'm going to give it a go because actually I think it sort of still explains itself quite well on text. So bear with us, guys, and let's see if this video is going to work. As I say, you might not get the audio, but I think it's still worth showing the clip. Here we go. Composition, how it's manufactured. go into it after this video as well. No, it's giving reasons why to specify. Again, we'll go through this guys afterwards. Good stuff. Well, guys, I believe you saw that. I'm not sure you heard it, but hopefully it was still useful to you. And as I say, we'll go through all the points in the CPD itself anyway. So bear with me. Let me pop this back up. Okay. So what is the ultra compact surface? TSP, so technology of sintered particles. It's been developed exclusively by Cosentino, our research development team, and it uses an accelerated version of the process of high pressures and high temperatures that Mother Nature applied for thousands of years to produce the natural stone itself. And what happens is the process sinters mineral particles so they link up and actually change their internal structure. The ultra compact is manufactured with a sophisticated blend of raw materials that are used to produce glass, porcelain materials, natural quartz worktops. These materials are then mixed together with several aggregates and water, and they create the new material. During the production process, 84% of the water used is evaporated. It's then recycled and reused for the production of the ultra compact slabs. So the process consists of the raw materials being pressed to remove air from the mass to achieve the ultra compact surface. The press has a capacity of 25,000 tons. This is 6 times more than what has been regarded as the world's largest press. And to bring this into context, and it's a little fact that I think if you ever meet any Cosentino specification manager, I think we love to share with you guys. It is the equivalent weight of 2.5 Eiffel Towers per slab. And there you go. So the slab is then it's baked at a high temperature, and at that point there's a chemical reaction, and it converts the mass particles into crystals. As the temperature increases, a glass mesh is formed. And at the point of maximum temperature, which is 1200 degrees Celsius, the entire slab is then liquefied. It's just like the magma that's found hundreds of kilometers below the Earth's surface. And as the temperature begins to drop at the end of the firing process, the slab then solidifies back together again. Okay, guys. So in this diagram, you'll see the process from beginning to end. This is where our slab will pass from a collection of assembled minerals into a fully solidified ultra compact slab. And after the materials have been pressed at that 25,000 tons, going through the oven, as we said, reaching that peak temperature of the 1200 Celsius. Okay, so now we have we've got the finished slabs. Where can we use them? So our quartz surfaces, the silestone, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with, is not recommended. So silestone is not recommended for external use, and that's because of the resin inside it. that resin can fade and sort of affect the material when it's exposed to external conditions and weathers, sort of UV light, for example. However, the ultra compact surface is resistant to UV, to freeze, for impact, is therefore the ideal solution for not just internal but for also external application. It's got zero porosity, so really easy to clean. No graffiti on buildings, for example. So if someone sort of tags a building, you can simply just apply like an acetone and wipe it away very easily. Also available in large formats, so 320 by 144 centimeters, so really big slabs. The ultra compact surface is actually the largest material available, with the structural integrity to be used for rain screen facades. Okay, so with the ultra compact surface, we can explore, let's say, all the external areas like barbecues, swimming pools, surrounds, outdoor spas, and we've got a range called Decked and Grip. So if you're looking for surround pool application for your projects, please remember to ask for the Decked and Grip. Also available not just in the slabs, but cut to size tiles. Given the hardest of the products, it's ideal for the floor tile, again, both internally and externally. For the tile, I'd recommend like a 12mm thickness, and it's available in our standard tile sizes. And we can also look to do cut to size special orders. Again, sort of send me an email, pick up the phone, we can talk about your project, the requirements, etc. As with all sort of tiles, the substrate should be flat and rigid. Fixing normally sort of undertaken using a pre-mixed adhesive, and it gives it that high level of grip and also the degree of flexibility. Okay, so just looking at some other applications, as you can see here in the picture, the ultra compact surface available in its different thicknesses. It's available in 4mm, so 4, 8, 12, 20 and 30mm. And it's these thinner sheets which makes it really ideal for internal wall cladding. The 4mm sheets, again, minimises joints because it's large slabs. 4mm, so lighter, so easier to be applied and installed. Yeah, hope you like the images. Okay, so ultra compact surface, completely heat resistant. So you can take a blowtorch to it with no consequences. It makes it ideal for the kitchen and also where sort of extreme heat, it will not crack the surface. So cooking, for example, you can take your pots and your pans and you can put it straight onto the worktop. It will not affect the surface. Again, so due to the strength and durability of the ultra compact surface, it means perfect for really heavy public uses like car parks. Nothing will penetrate the surface. Bacteria can be very easily cleaned away. Again, giving you guys peace of mind with specifying for medical applications, for example, or preparing food areas. So be creative is our strap line, I guess, and a little bit cheesy, but the only limitation, guys, is your imagination. So be creative. Sorry. The image you can see here is actually Daniel Lipskin's Beyond the Wall sculpture, and that's actually outside of our HQ in Spain, in Almira. It's beautiful. So now we look at the attributes of using the ultra compact surface and why it should be the material of choice for you guys when you are looking to put your specifications together. Infinite designs, so many finishes and textures, so from the high polish to the mattes, you'll find all options. We have 54 colors available, and again, I say going from those solid concretes through to your marble effects. Again, large slab format, already sort of mentioned before, so the measurements is 320 or in meters, so 3.2 meters by 1.44 meters. Ensures your clients can create large areas of cladding, worktops, sort of giant sort of worktop areas. And again, with minimal movement in the slab, no structural weaknesses, it allows the full length of the slab to be maximized. So that size that we're mentioning, that is the actual size, that's the actual usable size. Touched on it sort of already, but just to run through again, the different thicknesses, so 5 different thicknesses. And actually this is sort of quite different to also like a porcelain material. We have, so to run through 4 mil, so 4, 8, 12, 20 and 30 mil. The flexibility of this obviously allows for any application, and again it can be used both internally and externally. So the UV resistant, it cannot degrade over time. Exposure to UV light will not result in the colour fading. It's therefore an ideal material to be used for facades and external flooring. With its heat-resistant properties, it's also the material of choice for like outdoor kitchens or barbecue areas. It doesn't become too hot, it doesn't become too cold when exposed to these elements. Scratch resistance, so as you can see from the table above, it's amongst one of the hardest materials on the market, and it's almost entirely scratch proof when in contact with everyday items. So for example, you can chop on it, so you can take a knife. You don't need a chopping board. If anything, be mindful that you're likely to damage the knife. You'll certainly damage your knife before you start damaging the material itself. We have sort of test kits. So pre-COVID at events, we'd get some of the designers to bring out their keys and try and sort of scratch the surface. It never did, of course. It was a great way of sort of showing an example. Not so great for you guys because you damage your keys and you won't be able to get back into your homes at the end of the event. But a good way for us to maybe prove our point. So with very little movement in the slab over time and hardly any changes when exposed to the weather, the ultra compact surface will not deviate in the size or flex when installed. This allows for the use of very tight joints. There's no tolerance required, and therefore it's like a nicer, seamless appearance can be achieved. And the strength of the material will therefore create fewer long-term issues. So therefore will not need to be replaced over time. So this gives you that reassurance that you can reassure your clients as well. In terms of colour stability, so the material, okay, so it's manufactured to a very high standard. We have colour consistency throughout all the batch of slabs. The finish itself is printed onto the slab, so therefore we've got full control. Because of this, it's possible to create custom colours and designs. This is called our Decton ID. Yes, it's got obviously sort of some terms and conditions sort of applied, minimal requirements, lead times, etc. So please do talk to us first. But yes, it's absolutely possible. If you have that client, you have that project that needs that specific color, or you can look to do logos, coat of arms, for example, anything like that, absolutely possible. Give us a call and we can talk through the project. Again, really, we sort of touched on it already, but the ultra compact surface is one of the highest heat resistant ratings. And the material is classified as non-combustible, so it's therefore A1 fire rated and it's A2 fire rated when fitted with a mesh for external cladding. It also can be used for coastal areas, so there's no visible change when installed at coastal areas. So the salt or sea spray will not affect it. So again, projects like so cruise ships, luxury boats, hospitalities on beachfronts, still absolutely suitable for external application. Okay, so due to the nature of the manufacturing process, the ultra compact material has virtually zero porosity. Therefore, harsh stains such as red wines and lemon juice, high coloured foods, they do not penetrate beneath the surface and they can be wiped away very easily. This then results in a surface that is very hygienic. Bacteria only just living on the surface can be easily destroyed. Cleaning, really low maintenance, really. It's just a sort of standard, regular cleaning regime, normal household cleaning products. Definitely avoid any sort of high bleach sort of products. Yeah, just standard cleaning. Okay, so I will flick through the next sort of couple of slides. It's really sort of showing the range, the families in the Decton collection. So top left, Trillium, really nice, actually, it's one of my favourites. That starts in the industrial collection. Then going into sort of your marble, sort of deep veins sort of running throughout, into your solid colours, your concrete finishes, your X-gloss finishes. Truly, there's some stunning designs to see. And very happy to say I'm here now. We are open again through the year that we have had. Our Clerkenwell showroom you can be found on Old Street. There is the fabulous Olivia and Sasha here, who are our showroom managers. It's appointment only still, so please sort of book in advance. But it's look, it's a stunning showroom, and of course we can send you sort of your 10 by 10 samples, of course. But certainly if you've got a design, especially with like a vein running through it, there's nothing better than to sort of come here along with your client and actually sort of see a full-size slab panel itself. So I would strongly recommend you paying us a visit if you haven't done so already, or even if you have done so already. Okay, so the because of the UV resistance, the material can be used for rain screen applications. We have our UK facade manager. So again, please get in contact with us for your facade projects. We can talk about what solution is the preferred choice for you. It's not just the material itself that we offer. We can also offer the full solutions, the framing, the fixings. We can do cut to size. So yes, it would be fantastic to talk about your facade projects that you've got coming up, guys. This is just a quick diagram just to sort of reassure you and show you when you come to us with your cut to size projects with tiles, and we always will give you the most cost effective panel size option. And certifications, really whatever you guys need, let us know. We've got our HQ over in Spain, whether it's to contribute to SCAR, LEED, BREEAM, etc. I think from memory, this is the Archway Tower in London, BBA approved. But again, really, whatever it is, whatever certification you need, approval, get in contact and we'll get it across to you. This table here, it's a game of green means good, really. On this slide, you can see how the ultra compact surface compares to the other surface materials on the market. And as you can see, it scores extremely highly and it does not fail in any of these categories. Okay, so now we've got our specifications ready. We now need to turn it into the finished product, of course. So this involves three main processes, which is the templating, manufacturing, and installation. So whilst you may not need all of the processes on each project, we strongly recommend that they are carried out by skilled masons who are well versed in the use of the product. Of course, the advantage of that is it gives complete responsibility to one party. Of course, we are always here in the background. We can recommend fabricators across the UK and globally. Normal process would be that you send us your sort of plans, project sort of site, and then we can make the introductions for you. Templating and measuring. So the first process required is templating, of course. It is possible for the majority of fabricators to manufacture from CAD drawings for standard items of the same design, such as vanities, tabletops. I would say for more intricate projects, like sort of bar tops, kitchen units that have sort of special requirements, or especially any units positioned between walls, for example, it's important that templates are prepared by the appointed fabricator. So for the fabrication process, special hard cutting machinery is needed. Given the hardness of the material, water is used in the cutting process to help keep the cutting blades cool and prevent from scorching. Any polishing required for edges or undermounted sinks or cutouts needs to be wet polished. The process is normally undertaken using like an edge polishing machine. And then, well, actually it's shown on the second image from the left, you can see. And where built up edges are required, these are bonded by hand using a two-part resin. And then they're manually polished out by, again, by hand or like a CNC machine. So skilled stonemasons must be employed to achieve a good level of installation. Again, ideally the same fabricators preparing the templates and the manufacturing of the tops. All tops should be level and packers used where necessary to take up any manufacturing tolerances. One of the most important areas for the installer to get right is the joins. There should be no sharp edges or any evidence of chipping. And while sinks and other items can be mechanically fixed to the worktop, it's preferable to fully support them on the substrate. Certain minor work such as sort of drill holes can be undertaken on site, but again, get advice from the fabricator, and again, we're always here on hand to help and direct you if needed. Guys, only a couple more slides from me, and then we are done. Just a couple of useful links. The first one, Cosentino, if you haven't registered to already, I'd highly recommend that you do. It's a design portal. You can view our full brands, our ranges, case studies, brochures, all the samples, download your BIM, your DWGs, a really user-friendly tool. Second link below is our carbon neutral report. We have very recently been certified as carbon neutral. We are extremely proud of that. Please sort of click on the link and read more about it. Of course, a fantastic eco-sustainable story, which is, yeah, of course, very relevant in the world we live in today. And again, just to finish off, here's the London Cosentino address. Here's my email address. And yeah, thanks again. Thank you very much, Media 10. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. I'm not sure if there's any questions. I'll hand back to the Media 10 team, I presume. Thank you.